Hello my friends, today we're gonna make a freaking huge deep future house drop in FL Studio 20 similar to the HEXAGON record style. Let's start by making some mysterious chords. Now let's make a nice melody on top. Damn, actually I kinda like that. Now that we have the melodic part in place, we can begin on making the drop. Let's start by creating a huge lead. We'll start with this basic serum layer playing the lead melody. Now let's add some more layers to make the lead fatter and more interesting. We're also gonna add this additional serum layer, which is a copy of the first layer, and we'll be playing these harmony notes for the second part of the drop to make it more interesting. Now guys, let's mix the lead. It sounds very simple and soft, so let's push it so hard that it's almost non-recognizable. We really want the lead to be huge in a drop like this. Let's start with a reverb, then compression with OTT, a couple of EQs to remove the ugly frequencies made by the OTT, then some distortion and compression with Camel Crusher, EQ, Soundjadizer, and a final EQ. This, my friends, is what the lead sounded like before we added the mixing effects. And this is after. That's a huge difference. Guys, let's also add this fruity delay and control the mix of the effects with this automation so that the delay only activates when the lead stops playing for a bit. This is what it sounds like without a delay. And this is with the delay. Now my lovely people, let's make a wide and crisp bassline. But first, I would truly appreciate it if you subscribed and turned on post notifications. We'll start with this serum layer from my future house sample pack. Now we'll add some more layers to fill out the bassline. It's important to add layers that sound different from each other in order to fill out the frequency spectrum. When we're done with the layering, we can add some nice mixing effects. What we're trying to do here, guys, is of course to make the bass more powerful, but that's not the most important thing. What I really want here is to make it as crisp and clean as possible. We'll start by mixing the mid bass. Let's begin with an EQ, removing a lot of the high end so it won't clash with the lead. Then a lot of compression with OTT, distortion and compression with Camel Crusher, EQ, a Soundjadizer, a couple more EQs, and lastly a fruity stereo shaper which makes the bass really wide. This, my friends, is what the mid bass sounded like before the mixing. And this is after we did the mixing. Now let's very quickly mix the sub bass. We'll take it from this to this. To achieve that, we'll add some distortion with fruity fast dist, compression with OTT, Soundjadizer, and an EQ removing the low end. This, my friends, is what the full bass sounds like without the mixing. And this is with the mixing. Now guys, let's add some string chords on top of the bass to bring some emotion to the drop. I just used this FL Studio stock sound for the strings. I added an EQ removing a lot of the high end so it won't clash with the lead. I also added some compression with OTT, and 2 more EQs to clean up the sound a bit. This is what the string chords sound like without the mixing. And this is with. This is what we have so far, guys. Let's add some harmony chords on top to create some more emotion. I just used a simple saw preset from Synth 1, playing these harmony notes while being controlled by this cutoff automation. Now my guys and gals, let's make a powerful drum beat with a lot of cool effects. We'll start by adding the drum elements. Now let's add some powerful stabs. Now guys, we're gonna add some nice ear candy effects and stuff. After that, we're gonna add some atmosphere sounds. This is a very important part in a drop like this, and it would sound quite empty without. For the second part of the drop, I added this atmosphere sound from my Future House sample pack. Now we're gonna add some impacts. And lastly, a couple energy loops for the second part of the drop. Alright guys, that was all of the elements of the drop, but before I show you the result, I would sincerely appreciate it if you went and checked out the sample pack. The link is in the description. Alright boys, here we go. If you liked the video, please be sure to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Love you guys.